welcome to Clearview High School in Mullica Hill, New Jersey, where Comcast Sports presents high school boys lacrosse. Today it's the Clearview Pioneers taking on the Lancers of Holy Cross. Hello everybody, Ed Benkin here with you. Clearview and Holy Cross set to go on a gorgeous April morning here in Mullica Hill. Pioneers playing very well as of late, and they will face a Lancers team that comes in with a record of 1-1. Clearview 2-0 on the season. They're getting set for the opening draw. Pioneers wearing the home white with the green pants, gold helmets, and the visitors from Holy Cross wearing the road maroon jerseys with the white pants and the gray helmets. Holy Cross will get underway first as Moran cuts in, takes the quick shot, and the save is made by Eddie Stubbins, one of the top goalkeepers in South Jersey. He is coming off a spectacular season last year and is off to a fast start again this season. The Pioneers able to get a clean clear as DeCipio will run it up. Pioneers get it to the side of the net, controlling his Boilard, has to go back behind the net and set up now for the Pioneers. Clearview coming off a big win over Washington Township earlier this week. They are 2-0 on the season. They were ranked in the preseason top 10 and have been in the top 10 since the start of the season. Scipio will spin it around and work it back outside the box. Now looking for room to cut in is Philippi. He is cut off and will flip it back over to DeCipio. Moraga will settle it down. One thing about Clearview is they have a very potent attack, but they are very patient when they set up in the box and they won't try to rush things. They'll work for the good shot as they do there. Shot on net and a goal, and a beautiful shot as firing in was Nick Philippi, whipping it in over the shoulder, and Clearview is up 1-0. Well, he is one of the top snipers in South Jersey, and he picked the top corner with a perfect shot there. So Philippi scores the first goal of the game. 1-0 Clearview as Philippi gets the Pioneers on the board first. He scored 40 goals as a sophomore, did Philippi, and really considered one of the rising stars of this program. The junior midi Philippi, and a lot of people feel that as great a start as he had last season and the season before, that the best may be yet to come. Very important today, the Lancers try to control off the draw. Draws will be a key for a Holy Cross team facing one of the top teams in South Jersey. Now it's Moran again. We'll work it in and out of the boxes. Pioneers will settle back in defensively. So already two of Clearview's top stars, Stubbins and Philippi, showing their stuff in the opening moments of this opening quarter. Over to the far side it goes now as Warren will spin it back towards the back of the net. Got to work it back in front. One of the long six trying to squat it down. And now it rolls towards the net, and once again the Pioneers able to pick it up. Jeff Conboy able to scoop it away, but now it goes back towards the back of the net. And Stubbins will work it up ahead. Stubbins outstanding on the outlet passes. Another part of his game that makes him one of the top keepers. Now DeCipio works it in front and an easy goal. Perfect pass to Kevin Boilard. 2-0 Clearview. Well, another thing about this Clearview team, they're unselfish to say the least, and they got the numbers, and DeCipio just waited, had a couple of defenders converge on him, and found Boilard in front of the net. So the Pioneers off to a very fast start. Excellent play in front, and you see the patience by DeCipio on that goal as he waited for his teammate to get clear. Looks like we have a timeout taken on the field. So we have a timeout taken, early moments, and so far Clearview off to a fast start, up by a count of 2-0. You see the Pioneers, and a great job that Rob Rick has done with this program. We remember, and we've talked in past broadcasts about the rise of the sport of lacrosse and how popular it's getting for both boys and girls. And for Clearview, the feeder program has really helped build this team into a power. You see a lot of the players on this team that spent a lot of years on the feeder program in the area and really developed, and that's one advantage some schools have had over some of the others are those feeder programs, how many of these players are starting young, but it's starting to spread across the region now more than ever. So Philippi and Boilard, goal scorers for the Pioneers.
Move the ball.
We'll scrap off the draw, and it rolls towards the far side of the circle. Clearview coming away with it once again as Tyson will come out of the pack. Another shot on net and another goal, and guess who fires it in again? Nick Philippi gets his second of the afternoon. It's 3-0 Clearview. And we've already seen twice today how Philippi can find the back of the net. He has an excellent shot, to say the least. And in lacrosse, you can have the gun and you can have the shot that kind of places itself into the net. You pick the right spot to try to throw the bouncer in, but Philippi's got both, and so far his hard shot has been on display early on this morning with a couple of hard shots that have gone into the net. So 3-0 Clearview, opening moments of this first quarter. Holy Cross, another one of these programs we alluded to, some of these schools just starting to develop strong teams in lacrosse, and Holy Cross this year expected to struggle against the top teams, but they have some players who can play, and they're expected to improve as the seasons go on. There you see the score is the Lancers will try to work it in. Warren will work it in along the side. Now they'll send it back behind the net. Warren's got it there, and we'll flip it back around. Warren tossing it back and forth as Lancers will look to set up in front of the net. If you're Holy Cross here after this 3-0 start for Clearview, you want to settle down, take your time in the box, and try to work for a good shot. No hurry here. This is where you don't think about the score. You worry about getting a quality chance on net. And right now it's brought back behind the net. Is controlling is Moran. He is the man who sets everything up on the attack for Holy Cross. Josh Miller now. Look to weave his way in. Miller and DeCipio battling. And Miller will work it back over to Warren again along the far side. Right now, Clearview not allowing anybody from Holy Cross to get towards the front of the net. Back into the corner it goes. And Benito will work it back around for Holy Cross. See how Holy Cross has everybody spread out and how Clearview has their defenders spread out high and not really allowing Holy Cross to get anybody towards the front of the net. Now a shot taken by Stubbits once again. And shot might have been going wide, but he was able to gather it in. Now here comes Clearview on the attack. And watch Stubbits with the outlet pass. That time just a bit high over the stick of Mullica, and back comes Holy Cross the other way. So Holy Cross able to force its first turnover of this game. And speaking of turnovers, Clearview able to force one themselves, and now they'll look for the clean clear. Working it back towards the middle of the field, and here come the Pioneers on the attack. As it's sent up to the near side, and controlling there is Biaggi. So Clearview already up 3-0, looking for more here in the opening quarter. Bolliard behind the net over to the far side. Now they'll spread it around the box. There's Philippi, just looking for the opportunity to get another shot on net. First he'll pass it back behind the net. There's Bolliard sending one over to the near side and controlling. There's Biaggi. So back over to Mullica. Maybe, as we mentioned, they don't rush things when they're on the attack, and evident today. If they've got a clean opportunity like they did on that second goal by Bolliard, well, they can strike quickly, but in this case, it will work to set up as Bolliard will take it behind the net. There is Philippi. It's that speed as he sometimes will come around the edge of the box and look to spin his way through the middle for a clean shot. Now one of the defenders moves away, gets that shot, fires it high and wide. Might have been partially deflected, as I believe Stuart Simon got his stick on that shot, but still Clearview possession. Now work it back out to Philippi. Now Biaggi. Won't be able to get open yet in the front of the net, so the Pioneers patient with it. This Clearview team, as we mentioned, coming off a big win over Washington Township this past week. A lot of upperclassmen on this squad. Now the shot on net, that one skips wide as Clearview once again will keep possession. Joe Cosenza getting that shot away for the Pioneers. Rob Rick, the head coach of the Clearview Pioneers, and very happy with the way his team has progressed here. First week of the season getting off to this 2-0 start. Philippi this time sees a couple of maroon jerseys. Will pass across. That one deflects off the stick. Out of bounds it goes, and Holy Cross forces the turnover. So good job that time defensively by the Lancers. Didn't allow Philippi to get into a shooting lane after he took his first shot. And when he tried to pass it off, it was sent away out of bounds. I mentioned Clearview with that win over Washington Township this past weekend. You get a sense in years past they would have celebrated like it was a championship moment as it goes out of bounds once again. But talking to the Clearview people, they expect to win games like that now. When you come into the season ranked 7th in South Jersey, pretty impressive for a program that debuted on the varsity level in 2005. Now the Pioneers on the attack once again. Bolliard over to Cosenza. Now outside the box they go. Clearview already on top, 3-0 here, as we're near the midway point of this opening quarter. Braga will send it back behind the net to Bolliard. Now, for a moment, Philippi was cutting to the net, but couldn't get set for the shot. Was cut off nicely. Good job defensively that time. So they're working top of the box. Philippi this time gets room and then sees 3 maroon jerseys and will pull it back out. Another shot on net, and that was gathered in. Good shot, good save made. As it was gathered in by Maloney. Now the Pioneers get it right back, and there's another goal to make it 4-0 as Bolliard gets his second of the game. Well, we alluded to how there's 2 ways to score. You can fire the rocket on net, or Bolliard, who's celebrating, enjoying the moment, gets in front, able to just scoop it in. Watch the turnover, and keep an eye on number 1 on the far side of your screen here as he'll come into the picture. And Philippi finds him, and Bolliard just scoops it in. And when it talks about Philippi's goal-scoring ability, that was a perfect pass. And when you're as dangerous a scorer as he is, you draw a lot of attention, you're going to find an open teammate. So there's your score. 4-0 Clearview here in the first quarter. What a start for the Pioneers. Trying to go 3-0 on the season. And Clearview again controls off the draw. Biaggi now. Takes it back outside the box. So Holy Cross, as that pass tips off a stick of one of the Pioneers and goes into the corner. Holy Cross a couple of times able to force a couple of turnovers, but on the third time in this stretch, Clearview able to get it in, and now they will keep possession. And working to the front of that shot. Good save made in front as it was knocked away by Maloney. As now they battle for it with the ball still loose in the ground. And the Pioneers come up with it again. It's Bolliard who will work it back out. Field is in excellent condition. We were hearing dire predictions of rain through the overnight of the morning, but everything dried out quite nicely. Mobire. It goes to Bolliard, and now the Pioneers will swing it around the box. Far side they control. Dyson had it stripped and hacked away. But now Pearson comes in to help as he gets knocked down, and finally Holy Cross for a moment able to come away with it. Ball is loose on the ground, picked up by one of the long sticks, slapped away again. Fine play made by Biaggi to knock it back down again, but the Pioneers control. Good battle between both teams, and now it goes off the stick of one of the Lancers as they're unable to control. And now Holy Cross will get possession. So they tried to work it out, and Adelini, seeing some traffic, still able to draw the infraction, and now Holy Cross looking to get its first goal in this game, trailing 4-0. And so far the Lancers gotten a couple of shots on goal. Really their best chance was the first shot on goal in the opening possession of this game, but Eddie Stubbits made a fine save, and a keeper can make a save like that early in the game. It can certainly set the tone on the other end. And now a turnover as it's scooped up by Mobire. Looks to retreat and send it back over to his keeper Stubbits, and now the Pioneers will look for a clean clear. DJ Lynch whipping it up. When the Pioneers break out of their end so well, they've only had one instance where they couldn't get a clean clear. And now they will control once again on the attack. Philippi, who has 2 of the 4 goals for Clearview. working into Scipio at a fine assist earlier in this quarter. Unofficially, at this point, probably in the final minutes of this opening quarter. And now Pat Raga will look to bring it in. Pass the side, and a bouncing shot and a goal. Perfect shot by Brandon Biaggi right through the legs, and it's 5-0 Clearview. Well, he wasn't at the best angle, but certainly put a perfect shot on net. And again, right through the legs of the keeper. As Biaggi, I think on that shot, Maloney wasn't expecting it to go to the net. I think he was expecting a pass, and it was a quick shot and well placed. Pioneers rolling 5-0 here in the opening quarter. You think back when Clearview first reached the varsity level in 2005, and certainly has seen this program evolve, and now they win off the draw again. They've been dominating in the draws since the midway point of this first quarter, as Mobier will take it in. He'll flip it back behind the net to Bolyard. So another chance for Clearview to set up. Shot by Philippi was deflected, and it rolls to the far side, and Clearview still in possession. Now they will spread everybody out. That was TJ Behrens who got a stick on that shot by Philippi. Now slipping and falling is Raga, and they battle for it once again. A push, so Holy Cross will get possession. Time running out here in the first quarter, 5-0. Clearview Pioneers came into this season with high expectations and met them so far in the early going. Now a chance for Moran to run it back up for the Lancers. He will work it back into the far corners. Holy Cross will try to set up again. Their best chance of the game came on the first possession in the box. Pass to the middle, deflected. Now another battle for a ground ball. It is kicked away. Finally scooped up by one of the long sticks for Clearview on a fine play. As Lynch looks to set up the attack. Comes right through the middle. Getting bumped and knocked down is Philippi. And the horn sounds. And I believe that's going to do it for one quarter play. Dominating first quarter for the Clearview Pioneers. Score after 12 minutes of play, Clearview leading Holy Cross by a score of 5-0. Welcome back to Clearview High School. Ed Benkin here with you as second quarter action is underway. You see the score, Clearview up big, 5-0. As they switch ends, Holy Cross working to our right here in this second period. As, once again, Tom Moran will try to set things up for the Lancers. Over to Chris Warren. And now Bruce Petito back in that. If you're Holy Cross, you go through a bit of a feeling out period against this Clearview squad. Now you've seen it for a quarter, so let's see if they can respond and settle down a bit in the second quarter. Shot bounces, hits the side of the net, and now it's scooped high and wide. Race for the ball to see who's going to get the possession. It'll be Holy Cross possession as before it went out of bounds. Closest there was Petito. Good hustle there by Stubbins trying to get the possession back for the Pioneers. But now it'll be settled down by Chris Warren, and Holy Cross will look to set up in the box. Warren cutting through is knocked down, and now we get a whistle. And an infraction against Clearview. It'll be a 1-minute slashing penalty. So a chance now for the man up. And Holy Cross trying to get on the scoreboard and try to get a little momentum to start this second period. So for the next minute, they'll have a chance with the man up. And we'll work it around the perimeter and swing it back up top to Petito. Riley in there as well as they send it to the near side of the box. Now it's Warren looking towards the middle. Instead, we'll work it back outside the box once again. They swing it around. Shot in front of the goal, and Holy Cross gets its first goal of the afternoon as Sean Maloney scores to make it 5-1. Well, textbook how they're able to work with the advantage, and you pass it around the perimeter of the box, and Maloney able to get a clean shot on net. Not easy to beat Stubbins, but he did there. So it is 5-1 in favor of Clearview. As I mentioned, Holy Cross trying to just get a little spark to start this second period, and they do there. Clearview has done very well in the draws. I believe from midway through the first quarter on, they hadn't lost one, and they win another one here. Nice battle won by Philippi. Draw is such a key to this sport. And you can get a team back in the game in a hurry or build up a lead fast as well. Philippi trying to float it in front and drew it away, so another turnover. And Brodlowski will work it back up as the Lancers try to get a clean clear, but Stubbins able to work it out, and he will swing it through the middle. That's picked off. Stubbins has to scramble to get back to the net. As it's sent towards the middle, boy, there was a chance for one of the long sticks for Holy Cross to get the shot. He didn't, and now it goes back to Clearview. Stuart Simon just couldn't get down fast enough to get a shot on net. A couple of the Clearview defenders getting back as well, with Stubbins getting back. Now a shot off the side of the net as it bounces back up in the air. And now the Lancers will clear and send it through the middle. Benito swinging one to the near side, and Holy Cross will settle it down. Benito sending it back out to Tom Moran. Once again, he's the guy who sets things up on the attack for Holy Cross. Now he's got room, passes one to the far side. Shot, good save by Stubbins on the bouncing shot. The man who just scored a moment ago, Maloney, getting a shot on net. Now they scrap for it behind the net. Maloney's got it again, tries to flip it in front. Let's see, he might have stepped in the crease, and he did. So as a result, it goes back to Clearview. Maloney, I think, was thinking to try to come out in front, then as he decided to get the pass off instead, it was too late as he got his footing into the back of the crease area. So Clearview with the 5-1 lead. They'll look to clear it out once again as Raga will whip it through.
Go, Raga!
Slides through a couple of Lancers. Tried to work it in front. It was knocked away at the last moment. Fine read by Zeke Brodlowski, who's made a couple of good plays here in the second quarter, cutting off the pass. And Holy Cross will try to get it out, but it's thrown away. And controlled once again now by Pearson. Pearson will work it back into the corner. Now another chance for Clearview to set up with the 4-goal lead. Swung back over to Cosenza. Out of Philippi. Unable to control, so Clearview with that big lead early on, now making a couple of turnovers and giving Holy Cross a chance to try to get a couple more possessions, get back into this game. Stubbins, one of the many experienced players on this team. He is a junior and All-South Jersey selection last season. Now a chance for the Lancers to run it up as Moran will cut in. Had a shot before, passed it up. Now he looks to pass it again and said we'll take it back behind the net. Over to Josh Miller for Holy Cross, and Miller will backpedal, and once again the Pioneers will settle back in defensively. Miller trying to spin away from the defender. Flips a nice pass through the middle, but having trouble handling it was Maloney. Now Holy Cross able to pick it up as one of the Pioneers was knocked down. Battellini will look to send it back now. Another battle for a ground ball. Still loose over the far side of the field. Kicked away. And it will roll out of bounds. Clearview possession. When you have those battles for ground balls, a lot of different things can happen. It can be kicked at and swatted at and slapped at and just about anything to get the ball free to get a possession. Like I said, because the field is in good condition today, it's been a little easier for players to scoop things off the grass. Now a chance for Holy Cross to cut to the lead once again. They have the only goal of the second quarter, but Clearview leads 5-1. Worked around to the far side of the box once again. And now we get a whistle. And a turnover, so Clearview will get it back. mentioned Clearview with the strong start this season. Had a junior varsity program that went 12-2-1 last year. So you talk about reinforcements on the way. Have some pretty good upperclassmen to begin with, and again, a lot to do with the feeder program, but the talent keeps rolling out for this Clearview squad. Give Holy Cross credit here in the second quarter. They've tightened up a bit on their end. As we alluded to, you see a team through one quarter and get a little more familiar with them, but now Mobile will take it up and roll it ahead. Good job to scoop it up by Philippi. As that was about to be turned over, Philippi not only got it, but was able to raise the stick and get it out of traffic. Takes another shot on net and finds the back of the net once again on a perfect shot. His third goal of the afternoon, as Philippi able to make it 6-1. Another perfect shot by Philippi. Let's watch it again. Not at the greatest angle, but he starts this play by getting the ground ball. And watch Philippi with that left-hand shot. Good low shot. Keeper was a bit late getting the stick down, so Johannes just couldn't get it down in time. And that's, again, the sign of a great goal scorer. He can fire the rocket to the top corner, or he can place it where he wants to as well, as he did there. So 6-1, Clearview on top about halfway through the second quarter. Swung right through the middle. Boy, a chance for a shot on net. There it is, and a good save made by Johannes. Mobile hesitated for a moment and still had a chance to get a good shot. I don't think he got as much on it as he wanted to. He'll get another chance here, and he scores. Excellent passing by Clearview. And it is Mobile who puts it home. 7-1 Pioneers. Watch the pass coming in front, and Mobile is left unattended. And he fires it in. Good pass in front by DeCipio, who has his second assist. So it was a good start at the beginning of this quarter for Holy Cross. They got the first goal, cut into the Clearview lead to 5-1, but you see the score now is, well, this Clearview squad, they can strike quickly. DeCipio will bring it up again, pass too high as he was looking for Cosenza. So a break there for Holy Cross. Substitutions now on both sides, and this Clearview squad, as we've seen so far today, can score in bunches. Well, Cross has had a couple of decent chances on the attack, and they had the one goal, but they've also turned it over a lot. Battellini will try to run it out. His pass goes too high. Trying to scoop it up now is DeCipio. Another battle for a ground ball as they all scrap for it. Controlled now by Pedito. Pedito's pass like it handcuffed his teammate Maloney a little bit. Pass was at him, but to the inside part of his body where he couldn't get a stick on it. Now Bolyard with 2 goals will run it back in. Watch towards the front of the net as the Pioneers look to set up. A couple of Clearview attackmen have been left unattended. It's caused a lot by all the attention people like Philippi are drawing. And he's got it again now. Philippi will backpedal towards the back of the box and now will look to move on the attack. Pass went across, bounces off the stick, but now being controlled by Raga. And they'll work another corner for Clearview. Smart decision there with traffic in front. Just gets it to Biaggi. Now DeCipio will swing it around. Philippi working one into the corner. He'll take it back again. Trying to weave his way in is DeCipio, but we get a whistle. And a turnover. Looked like they were offside, so a chance now for Holy Cross to take it back. There you see man in charge, Rob Reich. 4th year is Coach Rick here at Clearview, and see what Rob Rick has done with this program. He's actually followed a lot of these players along through their feeder years. And Coach Rick is seeing the fruits of the labor, if you will, really pay off here as these players have emerged into top varsity players. Now Tom Moran. Lost it there as he was bumped into. And a push, so will still be Holy Cross possession. Unofficially down to the final moments here of this first half. Moran, nice move to get it to the front of the net, but Stubbins was there to answer. He got in close, and Moran got a shot away. Didn't get as much on it, I think, as he'd like, but usually when he's in that close, he'll be able to put it away. Stubbins was in perfect position. Now Holy Cross forces the turnover. Clearview trying to get it back. Another battle for a ground ball, pushed ahead. Controlled now by Philippi. Trying to weave his way in as Raga bouncing through 3 Lancers and finally lost possession. Scrap for the ground ball once again controlled, and Bolliard will walk in and fire it home. Well, persistence pays off. They win the battle for the ground ball, and Bolliard gets his 3rd. Now 8-1 in favor of Clearview. Watch this battle with just about everybody involved, and then look who's all alone, Bolliard. And he's not going to miss too many chances in that close. Not much really Charles Johannes, the keeper, could do about it. So Bolliard now with 3 goals on the afternoon. Philippi with 3. There's Rob Steele, the head coach for Holy Cross, and he knew he was going to have a tough assignment in this game. And he knows his players will learn from this game, facing the competition that they have. But doesn't make it for an easy day so far. Now goes to the near side, bounce back behind the net. Clearview again winning the draw will go to work, and now we get a whistle. Like maybe either an infraction or maybe an equipment problem with the sticks of one of the Holy Cross players. So Clearview still able to keep possession here. Don't forget you can catch all of our games on Channel 5 and CN8 games available on video demand. Just click Get Local. Pick out the best in local sports. Getting spoiled with the on-demand at home can have the convenience of watching whatever you want, anytime, any place, and chance to see some of the best sports in the region. Among many other things as well with on-demand. Now it looks like we see there as Rob Rick is, one of his players looked like he was shaken up. Cannot make out the number on just who that is, and being attended to right now. You see the water right there. You wonder if it might be just a case where maybe there's just a cramp or some kind of muscle pull. Actually, they're checking out his neck area. Might have gotten a stick up high, and it is amazing that does not happen more in this sport on every level with all the sticks swinging around. And it's a case where luckily more injuries like this have not occurred. So back to live action now as Clearview goes on the attack as Dyson will set one in the corner. Now the Pioneers turn it over as the Lancers able to get it back. He's able to strip it away, and now Holy Cross sends it through the middle. Chance now for the Lancers to go on the attack as Michael Nessie will bring it up. Nessie takes a bit of a whack but is able to control, being hounded by Conboy. Riley now for Holy Cross. Puts it back behind the net. 8-1 Clearview on top here. Final moments of this first half. Now the pass skips away and it will roll out of bounds, I believe. Yes, it will. So Clearview now will get it back. Whistle blows and the Pioneers looking to pad their lead here. They've been in control from the start. And Scipio, already with a couple of assists today, will look to set it up again. Scipio has a shot but scoops it wide. Good thought as he crossed to his right and tried to catch the keeper, Johannes, moving to his left. But just missed the target. Clearview will still keep possession. Scipio. Room to fire again, and this time he puts it home. So Mike Scipio, already with a couple of helpers today, gets his first goal. And Clearview now up 9-1. Scipio had that good chance just a moment ago and missed wide, but had extra time there to really wind up and fire. Watch again here. Nobody's coming at him. He's got time to set up. Able to work his way in. Defender's just coming over late, and he hits the back of the net. If you're one of the long sticks for Holy Cross, you have to come up and try to prevent that shot, but at the same time, because Scipio is such an excellent passer, and because you have people like Philippi and Boyard floating around the box, you have to be careful. And there's the horn to end the first half of play. A dominating first half for the Clearview Pioneers. The score after one half of play, Clearview 9, Holy Cross 1. You're watching high school boys lacrosse on Comcast Sports. Welcome back to Clearview High School. Ed Benkin back here with you. Clearview on top of Holy Cross now 9-1 as we start the third quarter. Shot skips away wide. Goal scorers in the first quarter, Philippi, Bolyard, Philippi again, Bolyard again, and Biaggi. That made it 5-0, and then Sean Maloney scored for Holy Cross before Philippi, Mullica, Bolyard, and Scipio hit the back of the net in that second quarter for Clearview. So 9-1, Pioneers in the white on the attack once again. Playing a Holy Cross squad that last year was a pretty darn good squad, but just rebuilding a bit this year and having a tough time against one of the top teams in South Jersey. Bolyard to take it to the back of the net and spin it around to the far side of the boxes. Clearview looking to keep on rolling, trying to go to 3-0 on the season. Scipio will pass it through the middle. Shot fired high by Philippi. He's able to turn. Good job keeping an eye on him right there and not giving him much of an angle to shoot out by Berdowski. Goes to the far corner after the pass eludes Bolyard, who's had a big day as well. Biaggi works it back behind that. Now it's swung back up top of the box once again, controlling his Raga. Raga taking it to the far side of the box as Clearview will set up. Clearview ranked 7th in the preseason poll, and they set very high expectations for themselves to the Pioneers at the start of the season. Program that certainly expects to win, and there's a shot and a goal as Philippi gets one just under the crossbar. That is his 4th goal of the afternoon. It is 10-1, Clearview on top. So Nick Philippi continues to roll along. The junior, who, as we mentioned, scored 40 last year as a sophomore. He may eclipse that total this year at this rate. He's added 4 to that total this afternoon. So Clearview now up by a count of 10-1. Scooped away and now controlled by the Lancers. As Maloney, who has the lone goal for Holy Cross, will weave through a maze of Pioneers and flip it back over. Now they will take it into the far corner. As Bayruns will work it back in. Bayruns getting one over to Riley, and Riley will push it back out again. Moran, who's tried to get his teammates set up but has had a tough time with the Clearview defenders. Works one to the front, and then getting knocked down on the play is Riley, and we get a whistle. Infraction against Clearview, so Holy Cross will stay on the attack, down 10-1. Pioneers go to work in the box, control once again by Moran. They'll send it back behind. There's a pass thrown away. Good pressure again by Clearview's defenders, but it's controlled now once again by Holy Cross. Maloney works it back up to the top of the box. Now Warren there for Holy Cross. Will try to get through and look for some room. Warren sliding through, spins around, tries to get a shot away. Spun around after getting through two Pioneers, but not a third, and it rolls harmlessly onto Stubbits, who will pass it out. Another excellent clear, as getting bumped, but able to move it up is Pearson. Pass just a bit high as he tried to work it to the middle, but hustling after this ball yard. Tried to push it away as he was slipping, and now it's picked up by the Lancers. And it's controlled by the keeper. Johannes will try to run it out himself. Takes it all the way towards the center of the field, but his pass skips away. And the chase now is Colin Riley. Riley trying to kick at it. Well, just rolls out of bounds, and Leave Holy Cross will keep possession. I mentioned the Lancers, excellent squad last year, but rebuilding a bit this year, and they have some players who can play, but as a team, tough to compete against the likes of Clearview this year. Moran will hold the top of the box. Swing one over to Warren. And it rolls out of bounds. We should talk about top programs. One that Holy Cross is certainly familiar with, one of its neighbors, if you will, in Burlington County, Morristown. As now Clearview forces the turnover. Morristown expected to improve after, when we say rebuilding, they started a good year last year, but had a much younger squad. Shawnee right up there once again, Eastern, St. Augustine, and of course these Clearview Pioneers, Cherokee, Lenape, other teams expected to be in the mix throughout the season. A lot of good squads. And we think about how 10 years ago there really wasn't much boys lacrosse in South Jersey, and how it's growing and more schools are picking up on it. Bouncing shot on net, bounces off the stick and in, is getting it home for the goal once again. Is Biaggi as he gets his second. So Biaggi gets the goal. Now 11-1 in favor of Clearview. And that's one that Johannes probably feels he should have had. It took a bit of a spin off the hop, but he was able to get a stick on it. I think he was, because it was so slow, thought he had it and was starting to think about getting the outlet pass out and just skipped over the top of the stick and rolled in. So there is your score. A dominating performance so far by the Clearview Pioneers, up 11-1. Clearview for a moment able to control off the draw. Philippi having a bit of trouble picking it up, however. Scramble for it is it'll be Holy Cross possession. One of the Lancers gets knocked down. Watch the shot coming up here, and watch how the stick gets on it. Thinks he has it, but not only does he not get it with the stick, but it deflects off the stick and right under the crossbar, as you saw. And maybe if he doesn't get a stick on, blocks it with his body, he's able to slow it down and control it. But Johannes unable to control it, and as a result, Clearview gets goal number 11. And somebody from Holy Cross stepped in the crease, and you usually don't see a crease violation by someone who does not have possession. That was the case there. So once again, Clearview will look to increase its lead. Clearview is up by 10. If they were to increase their lead to 12, we would have a running clock here in the second half. Stubbins will take it out himself, gets challenged, and calmly flips it over the middle. Max Holland, long stick for Clearview, passes one to the wing. To the front of the net as Philippi tried to gather it in, or rather DeCipio, good thought, but gathered in and now turned over. Here comes Philippi, racing in, looking for number 5, he's got it, made it look easy. As Nick Philippi scores again, as Clearview makes it 12-1. 2 goals in the third for Philippi, 1 in the second, and 2 in the first. And Clearview running away with this one. At first, Holy Cross makes a good play to prevent a scoring chance, but Johannes just turned it over through the middle. And one of the most underrated aspects of a good keeper, and we alluded to the ability of Stubbins to do this well, is the ability to get that clean clear. Because a lot of times keepers will have plenty of time, and you have to read what the other teams are throwing at you and find the open teammate, and that's one thing that Stubbins does so well. Here they come again. Pioneers control off the draw. That shot skips wide as Mullica, who picked up a goal in the second quarter, looked for his second. Shot on net. This time a good save made by Johannes. He got in fine position. Stop Mullica's shot. That was a good save by Johannes. Now it's flipped out to the near side. Holy Cross has been having some problems getting through the Clearview pressure in the middle of the field. This time, Tom Moran is able to walk it in. Now Moran cutting in, flips one to the side, and that shot on that skips away wide. That was an excellent pass by Moran, and he had Chris Ward on the doorstep, but he was at a bit of a bad angle. Still had some room to put it in, but scooped it wide. Sent right to the front of the net, and finally Holy Cross able to fire it home for its second goal. There's a good play in front for Colin Riley, who was open. Riley had a lot of the net to shoot at. And still just got it inside the post, but it'll count. So Holy Cross on the board for the second time today. Still a 10-goal lead for the Clearview Pioneers. Maybe only the second or third time today we've seen a Holy Cross attackman open in front. As again, the Pioneers control off the draw. Mullica loses his footing and now loses possession. Kick back out, however, goes all the way to the center of the field, and taking it there is Warren. He cannot control. Another scramble for the ground ball. And Clearview able to come away with it once again. Good job by Max Holland. He'll take a shot and fire it wide. It is pretty fun at times, well, not when you're on the opposing team, but sometimes those long sticks will try to break in and get a shot away. Don't get a chance to score often. Holland had a chance there. Now Biaggi with a goal in this quarter and 2 in the game. 12-2 Clearview. Bounce to the side of the net, trying to connect on a pass with Boyard. And it'll be Holy Cross possession. I think, let's see, now they're going to switch it back. Let's see, it is Clearview possession. Boyard stopped. He knew they were going to get possession, or else he would have saved it. And official mistakenly pointed Holy Cross's way, but it was correctly reversed, and Clearview now on another possession. Raga shot off the iron and now comes back out. Pearson will pull it back out. Surrounded by a couple of Lancers. Now a big whack onto the stick of Raga, who will control. Raga sends one back behind that to Boyard. Boyard goes right to the front. Tried to shoot, but didn't get much on that shot as he was in the air and at a bad angle. Behind the net it goes now. They scoop it towards the front. It's kicked away. And Raga will watch as it rolls towards the middle of the field. Takes a bump, but is still able to run through. Raga took a couple of shots and just calmly kept the possession for Clearview. Time ticking down here in the third quarter, unofficially in the final moments. Clearview up by 10. Shot skipped away wide. There's a good chance there for Mullica. Going to work it towards the front is Boyard. Now he will pull it back out. Now walking into the corner is Boyard. Now work it back behind the net and swing it around. Clearview in no particular hurry here with this 10-goal lead. Now it's passed to the middle, skips away from everybody, and Boyard is there once again. Boyard with 3 goals so far in this game for Clearview. Philippi with 5. Scooped out towards the edge of the box. Bumped and knocked away, so controlling now is Holy Cross as Nessie will try to work it up ahead. Warren still able to control out of that scrum. Now behind the net it goes, and Holy Cross will look for its 3rd goal of the game. Riley. Will pass it back out. Shot on net goes way wide as Riley decided he was just going to let her rip. Holy Cross hasn't had too many shots on net, so Riley decided to just let one go and missed the target high and wide. Stripped away and taken away once again. It goes back to the keeper, Stubbins. Stubbins will walk it out himself. Long looping pass, perfect one onto the stick of one of his teammates. Now it's passed back in, so the horn sounds and the third quarter is over. Clearview continues to stretch its lead. They led by 8 after 1 quarter. They now lead by 1 half. Now they lead by 10. The score after 3 quarters of play, Clearview 12, Holy Cross 2. You're watching high school boys lacrosse on Comcast Sports. Welcome back to Clearview High School. Ed Benkin here with you as the 4th quarter is set to begin. The Clearview Pioneers leading the Lancers of Holy Cross by a count of 12-2. Clearview setting the tone early by jumping out to a 5-0 lead after 1 quarter of play. They have not looked back since. They will get set for the draw as Philippi, who has 5 goals, will stand in the center. Clearview on its way to going 3-0 and looking like a team that certainly has its sights set on a title this year the way they are playing. Not easy when you play in the Olympic Conference. They, of course, in the Olympic Patriot with the likes of Seneca and Cherry Hill West and some other team named Shawnee, which, as we mentioned, perennial top 5 team. So a lot of work to be done for Clearview this year, but they are off to a good start. Only Cross able to control as Pedito has it. Pedito having some difficulty with it, has it stripped away. And now we get a whistle and the flag comes flying, so Holy Cross should get a chance here with the man up. Clearview had 1 chance for the advantage today, and they scored on it. This will be Holy Cross's first chance. So 1-minute infraction, and Holy Cross will get a chance to work with the advantage, trailing in this one 12-2. Official talking things over with Rob Steele, head coach of Holy Cross. As the day continues to go through, temperatures actually dropping here, it seems. There you see Coach Steele. Sun was out early this morning, very little wind. Now the wind is picking up and Seeing mostly cloudy skies, so it's getting a bit chillier for the players, the fans, and there you see again Coach Steele, knowing he had some guys, some upperclassmen who had some talent, and looks like they maybe either picked up the flag or Clearview just able to get possession. Maybe the infraction against Holy Cross. Didn't see what happened. We saw the flag go down, but now Clearview with the possession. Now another flag comes flying, 2 flags. So looked like Holy Cross might have been offside. As you see another shot on net knocked down by Johannes. Now this will be an infraction against Holy Cross. Might have been offside, I think, before the infraction just a couple of moments ago. So that's why Holy Cross didn't get a chance with the man up. Clearview will get one here. They're 1 for 1 so far today. Well, don't forget, more high school lacrosse action coming your way as we'll have Kingsway taking on West Deptford. You can see it 3 times on Saturday the 19th at 8 p.m., Monday the 21st at 8, and Tuesday the 22nd at 3 p.m. Kingsway and West Deptford, 2 Olympic national squads in boys lacrosse. Should be a good one right here on Comcast Sports. Pioneers now to go to work with the extra man. Pass to the side of the net, shot is blocked. You see the unselfishness there at DeCipio, and even Philippi had a chance before, but elected to try to find their teammates instead. Pass deflected and knocked away. Good job by one of the Lancers to get their 6th on as Jake Spear was able to interfere with that clear. So now a chance for Holy Cross to work it back in, trailing this one by 10. Landowski will look to set it up, but it's taken away once again by DJ Lynch. And Lynch will set one over to DeCipio. DeCipio walks in, fires, and that one sails high. Still Clearview possession. Shot again to the front of that bang right near the goal line, but knocked away again. So Clearview will continue to work some more clock here in this 4th quarter and go on the attack. Boyard sending one through. Another shot on net. This one goes wide. So Scipio misses the target in a couple of chances. Well, Clearview up by 10. And Holy Cross will not be able to chip away at the lead as long as they're busy defending the attack. Goes to DeCipio again. We'll try a 3rd time and again misses it wide. He's a little frustrated, but again, his team's got a 10-goal lead. DeCipio keeps seeing that far side of the net, just missing the target, unable to get it in. He's had 3 chances. Let's see if they give him a 4th here on this attack. Senza. Back over to DeCipio. And it knocked away. We'll try to scoop it up once again. There's a bump, and it's taken away. But again, a careless pass. That has been the biggest problem so far today for the Lancers. They're able to get a turnover, they're able to get a clear, and they just rush things a bit. And up it goes now to Philippi, looking for number 6, had it stripped, good play, as it rolls into the corner. Controlling now is Brodowski, and Clearview now able to get it back. See if some of the regulars may exit soon for Clearview. Now we see Philippi heading to the sidelines along with Raga. And they could be done for the day with this 10-goal lead. So Biaggi with a couple of goals will work it towards the back of net to Boyard. Clearview, not that they wouldn't want to score here, but they certainly don't need to, as they'll take some more time off the clock. Now Boyard lost it, and Holy Cross able to control. So Clearview had a couple of chances to increase its lead, but after a couple of misfires, now the Lancers look to work it out. To the middle is, once again, it's Stubbits just calmly getting his stick and making the save. Nice outlet pass through the middle. And the Pioneers working to the front of that shot, save made. And I'll give Charles Johannes a little bit of credit. He has struggled today, and he's had a tough time against this potent Clearview attack, but last few chances for Clearview, they've had some misfires, but he's also made a couple of nice saves. There again, Holy Cross rushing things a bit through the middle, nearly turning it over. Now a battle for a ground ball. And picked up now by Clearview. Byer will walk it towards the front. Byer bounces one towards the side of the net, and not sure if that was just a misfire on the pass or a quick shot attempt, but didn't get much on it. High school boys lacrosse in full swing. Of course, the college lacrosse scene also getting busy. And how about Syracuse, the perennial power? Struggled the last couple of years, and people wondered maybe if the program was finally going to hit a bit of a rough spot. And here's Syracuse, #1 in the nation, heading into this weekend. Bit of a surprise, the defending champs from Johns Hopkins with 4 losses early in the season. Been really wide open, but a lot of different teams hit #1 and then lose that #1 spot. So we have a little bit of parity right now, and a lot of good teams across the country. And you would hope as things continue to progress, you look at some of the players here, they certainly are going to, you would think, have the opportunity to play at the next level. Here is Philippi again, looking for #6, hits the top of the post as it caught the crossbar and bounced all the way back towards the Clearview sideline. Now they whack at it, and Clearview able to come up with it. But they rule a push against one of the Pioneers, so Holy Cross will get it back as neither side is able to score so far in this fourth quarter with a 12-2 lead for Clearview. Now Moran will pass it across. Unofficially past the halfway point here this fourth quarter. Time without a scoreboard here being kept on the far sideline. Now Moran. I'll pass it across. Holy Cross will, as we see it, ball knocked away again, another forced turnover. Holy Cross will learn from this game. Not going to enjoy remembering it, but that's what happened to Clearview as they were emerging into a top 10 team. They would take their lumps in the early part of their program, but even when they came up in 2005, the Pioneers knew they had some talent. They knew things were going to come together as it did this season. Now Holland will look to clear as he spins around. Able to scoop it ahead now, controlled by Bolyard. Pioneers will work it back to the far side of the box. Uraga will take it. And the net it goes. They try to work it out in front. Shot towards the net, scooped wide by Cosenza. I think he, when we say this the complimentary way, was a bit surprised as the pass was a perfect pass onto a stick, and realized when he had it, he had a good chance to shoot. May have rushed a shot just a little bit. But not a worry for Clearview on this day as they have cruised to a 12-2 lead. Now Moran will run it all the way back in. Again, rushing the pass, and as a result, Clearview will get another turnover. Mullica, who has scored today, will run it out. So the side of that had a couple of teammates cutting, but the pass misfires, and it just rolls across the line. And Holy Cross to get it back. Like Mobire's pass was maybe partially deflected. Now Holy Cross will bring it back the other way. Riley will take it to the back of the net. Holy Cross just wants a couple of good possessions on the attack here, but they aren't getting a chance as it's another turnover. DJ Lynch stripping that one away. And we've been talking about Holy Cross rushing some of its passes, but Clearview's done a good job on its own end as well, forcing the turnovers. They throw it away there, so Clearview getting a bit sloppy here with this 12-2 lead. Time winding down here in the fourth, unofficially about 4 minutes to go, maybe a little less. More substitutions now as some of the younger members of the Lancers will enter the game as well. And now we got a whistle off the start as substitutions were not complete yet. So they'll try it again with Clearview up by 10. No goals here in this fourth quarter. And now offside against Holy Cross, so maybe we'll get it back. Lots of turnovers here in this fourth quarter. Whistle blows and Clearview with another chance to set up. Now some of the younger members of the Pioneers into this game, as we alluded to. Mullica still in there, however, as he will take possession. Swung back by Cosenza, and it goes back behind the net. Shot going high, but Johannes able to get a stick on it. That's a good play because if it goes high, it's still going to be Clearview possession if it goes over the net because one of the Pioneers was back behind the net. So, and even if there wasn't a Pioneer back there, it would have gone out of bounds off the shot. Now Clearview will get it back anyway. Evan Boyard has played well for this Pioneer squad today. Now a flag comes flying, so there'll be an infraction against the Lancers. Chance now for the man up for Clearview. One minute infraction as Rob Rick continues to look on from the far side as he watches his team. You wondered this week after that big win over Washington Township, would they have any kind of letdown today? Well, the answer is an emphatic no. A 5-0 start to this game in the first quarter, and now a 12-2 lead here in the fourth. Getting into the final minutes of this game. Holy Cross, with what will be this loss, will drop to 1-2. And Clearview, as we mentioned, on the verge of going 3-0 on the season as Pearson will take it back out. They work with the man up. Boyard fires and scores, so Boyard gets the first goal of the fourth period. And Boyard gets his fourth goal of the game.
I love you, Kevin!
So it is now 13-2. Clearview, at the beginning of this quarter, had a lot of chances at the net, just couldn't put it in. There's the man who just scored, Kevin Boyard. And watch this shot again as you get a good look at it. Good job by the Pioneers to pass around, and there's Boyard. Boom, right in the top of the net. Boy, these Pioneers, they've got some attackmen who can just pick their spots and find the back of the net as they have. So now 13-2. And once again, one of the long sticks in control for the Pioneers. Pass goes a bit high, however, as it skips back behind the net. And we get another whistle. Turnover, and Holy Cross gets it, rather, yes, Holy Cross will get it. Had a hesitation for a second, but the outlet pass goes off the foot of one of the long sticks, Maloney. Scrap for the ground ball as everybody's huddled in there. Again, time winding down in this final period. Pass right in front of the net and an easy shot in front. As putting it home is Cosenza for his first of the game. It is now 14-2. Cosenza left all alone. Everybody, you see Rob Rick with a bit of a grin there. Everybody was scrambling for that ground ball. And Cosenza, who had one shot earlier today, finally open to get another chance, and he puts it home. And watch off the scrum. The pass coming in front. 2-on-1 situation to Cosenza all alone in front of the net. Makes it 14-2. So with this 12-goal lead, the clock will keep running here as this fourth quarter winds down. Off the clear, knocked down, rolls out of bounds, and possession, I believe, will go to Holy Cross. There's your score. You just saw it, 14-2. And Holy Cross has barely had any attack time at the Clearview end, and when they have, they made a lot of poor passes in this fourth quarter, but turning it over a lot. The Lancers will take it behind the net. Warren. Works one back around. Warren sends one to the middle. Shot goes way high and wide and taking a shove as he fired that one to the top of the net, and missing the target was one of the Lancers, and that'll do it. A very impressive performance by the Clearview Pioneers as they defeat the Lancers of Holy Cross by a count of 14-2. We'll step aside and take a break. We'll have post-game coverage coming up. You're watching high school boys lacrosse on Comcast Sports. Welcome back to Clearview High School. Ed Benkin here with you. The Clearview Pioneers, a top 10 team in South Jersey, picks up an impressive victory, 14-2 over Holy Cross. We're here with our player of the game and our coach of the game, our coach Rob Rick. And coach, a game where it's not a team you're playing on the level of, say, Washington Township, whom you've beaten some of the other teams, but you came out, got off to that 5-0 start. Did that really set the tone for the game?
It's so important to start out every game with the momentum. I mean, that's so key, I think, no matter what sport it is or whatever game it is. And for us specifically, you know, that momentum just carries us throughout the game. Every time we get out to a fast start, it just helps us.
We mentioned that win earlier this week against Washington Township, and it's a nice win, and you know you have some tough teams coming up, but maybe a few years ago you would have looked at that win as one of the big wins of the year. Was it more of a business-like approach now this team expects to win these games?
I don't know if we expect to win any game. We take it one game at a time, believe me. And, you know, going from that first season, and Nick remembers that second season, when you win 2 games in 6 games, you enjoy every win. And anytime you can beat a local team like Washington Township, who's always a rival for us, you know, we enjoy it. We enjoy every victory very much. We
know this Holy Cross squad, it was a pretty tough team last year, rebuilding a bit this year, although they do have some upperclassmen, but it seemed like you were able to force a lot of poor clears by them, some poor passes, a lot of pressure really the key to this too?
Yeah, our attackmen did a real nice job riding this week, and our middies are dropping back, trying to enforce those long poles, some of those further throws, and they played well today. They played well.
Finally, as we mentioned, 3-0 to start the season. I know a coach will look at some things and maybe say you could improve this and that, but pretty pleased, obviously not with just the record, but the way your players have played so far? So far, so good. We can pick up the momentum a little bit more and pick up the intensity. You know, anytime we pick up the intensity, I think it'll help us, especially with some of our tough games that we have coming up. But right now, we just take it one game at a time. Well, Coach, this one game today was a victory. Congratulations to you. Thank you very much. Let's bring on our player of the game. Off day for Nick Phillippi. Only 5 goals in this victory over Holy Cross. Nick, you scored 40 goals last year, and it seems like it just continues to flow. A lot of it has to do with how unselfish this team is and everyone working with you?
Yeah, everyone, no one's really selfish on this team. Everyone's willing to make that extra pass to make the easy goal. We're working well together right now, getting offense moving. Everything's clicking right now.
You know, we saw a lot of this group play in the feeder program years back. The varsity program comes along in 2005. Now here you are. Is it satisfying for you to see, kind of sing how everything has grown with the program, to have it pay off with a year like this so far?
Oh yeah, it's great. Most of us been playing together since we were like 6th grade-ish. So it's like the same unit. So we go up, grow up together. We're just taking one game at a time. It's great.
We mentioned the 5 goals, but as we alluded to, you got a lot of guys who can get you the ball. Is that one of the things that works so well for this team? You're very unselfish, and everyone really enjoys playing on this team.
Oh yeah, it's great. If you have guys that can get you the ball, man, it makes your job so much easier.
Well, we mentioned the one game at a time theory. We know some of the teams on the horizon, some of the Indian schools, the Shawnees, the Cherokees, but with this 3-0 start, do you really get a feel early on that some momentum is building your way to what could be a pretty special season?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're coming out here every day, working hard, getting good wins like this. It just feels great. Offense is clicking, defense is clicking. Everything's just going on good.
Nick, congratulations on another win. You're 3-0, and looks like it certainly won't be the last this year.
Thanks.
Nick Philippi with 5 goals today, and the Clearview Pioneers very impressive this afternoon as they win big by a score of 14-2. Plenty of big games left for Clearview, and for Holy Cross, a rebuilding year, a year in which they will continue to improve, but a rough day for them against one of the top teams in South Jersey. I'd like to wrap things up here from Mullica Hill. Thanks to Stan Ritter and our entire crew here at Comcast for their outstanding job. Once again, the Clearview Pioneers win it by a score of 14-2. This is Ed Benkin saying so long from Mullica Hill.